high with about 50 miles to spare. So that's going to be one long pontoon ride for you. Going to need a lot of red solo cups for that one, I can tell you that. Now as we're crossing over the creek here, to our right hand side for the next half a mile is our self-guided fishing, where you can bring your own equipment or you can rent the equipment here. It's all catch and release, catch and keep, just depends on your liking. Now this is bringing us into our Sycamore Grove now. Now the Sycamore Grove is home to some of the oldest and largest trees. These big old sycamores in here, many times used in the construction of the bridge here. Now these 12-inch by 12-inch beams were salvaged out of a century-old warehouse out of Chicago that was slated to be demolished. Mr. Morse was lucky enough to get his hands on them and put them back to good use. That's what's holding up our 80-foot span here over the creek. Off to the right hand side and probably surrounding us, but look at all these little butterflies all over the place out here. So this is Dogwood Creek we're crossing over now. This is flowing into Little Indian Creek on our left hand side. So if I would turn left, that would take us into Little Indian Canyon, but I'm going to be making a right hand turn. This is going to be taking us to Dogwood Canyon now. Pine Ridge Pass on the left, that's a little over a mile hiking trail, takes you up through the woods there, drops you back off caves here on property. Nothing of significant value is found in that cave, but we might have some different animals living in there throughout the year, including chipmunks, squirrels, rabbits, raccoons, possums, river otter, mink, beaver, skunks, armadillos, gray fox, red fox, white-tailed deer, black bear, just to name a few. A lot of different birds out here, snakes, turtles, lizards. Matter of fact, I saw a couple of snakes out here the other day as well. On the low side, you normally have a deeper pool where the rainbow trout like to hang out. You might be able to see some of them swimming around over here on our left-hand side. Coming over to say hi for you. You can see some reflections in the water of the different colors surrounding the park here. Trips, bus tours, corporate events, weather receptions, class reunions. It does seat about 120 guests here at the chuck wagon site. Served a lot of food over the years here as well, everything from hot dogs to lobster and pretty much everything in between. Little stage set up on the right hand side as well. A lot of local bands and artists have performed out here over the years. Now some of the larger names have included Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Kevin Costner, just to name a few of them. Now folks, I'm just going to throw this out. It's called No Name Cave. It's about 50 foot deep or so. Got a spring trickling out from that cave as well. You can see all the water there in front of the entrance. Now that big old rock there laying in front of the entrance, now that broke off the ceiling about 4 years ago. And because of that, all of our caves here on property have been deemed unsafe for people to enter into. That limestone rock looks a little bit too far. Waterfalls leading off to the larger one in the distance there for you. So I'll briefly stop here, let you grab some photos. On the left-hand side, this is a big old rock wall. This is Calmite limestone. Now there's a natural path that leads up behind the waterfall up there, about halfway up. Now back in 1993, had some archaeologists from Missouri State and Arkansas came out here, did some digging around up on that rock wall. And to the right of the waterfall, kind of where that ivy is just starting to green up with the little leaves on it, they're swaying in the breeze right now. Well, right below that ivy, they did find a set of human remains back in 1993. And they carbon dated those remains back to 6,000 BC, or makes them 8,000 years old. So they claim it was the oldest set of human remains found in the state of Missouri was actually right up here on this rock wall. Now, if you folks are familiar with this area, we have Harrison, Arkansas. It's about 40 to 45 minutes kind of southeast of us. Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I thought I could get a better angle on it. There you go. Behind that center column there. There's that fire station. Never overfish any one location just too much. Kind of keep the fish on their toes that way. Now, if I do have any fans of Waylon Jennings on board, well, if you're not sure who he is, he's an old country singer. He actually sang the theme song for the Dukes of Hazzard show. Now, the first time the mason that put this bridge up had a sense of humor, actually put a little turtle head there on the one on the right. Really made him look like a turtle.
Oh, that's funny.
That's called Buffalo Rock or Imagination Rock. Now, we've done nothing to that rock to make it look the way it does. It was dug out of the ground that way. Now, the guys that dug it out of the ground called it a leverite. They said it was so heavy, let's just leave it right there. So that's where they left it. Now this over here on the right-hand side is one of our favorite hangouts for the bald eagles when they're in town. Now the bald eagles around here, they do migrate up to the Great Lakes states this time of year. I was out yesterday, had the day off, but I did see one of them flying around out in the country yesterday. So they are, a couple of them still scattered around here and there. But this is one of their favorite fishing holes on the right. This is called the trophy hole. The largest rainbow trout that was caught by a guest was caught here at the trophy hole. And that rainbow trout was 16 pounds, 27 inches. Now, if it's a true fisherman that caught it, it's probably up to 18 pounds and 32 inches by now. And how they like to tell their stories. Now, a little bit more about those bald eagles. They have their nests up around Table Rock Lake. They come down here to do their fishing during the day, during the winter months. Now our dominant bull up here, his name is Elvis Jr., and I don't see him quite yet. He might be lying down a little farther off the side of the hill. Down to southern Mexico. Now once they got down to southern Mexico, they started migrating north. They can use their horns as great tools. You can see George Strait there, scratching his tail. But once they got down to southern Mexico, like I said, they started migrating north, and over about 300 years, finally made their way up into Texas. Now once they got up into Texas, the ranchers there liked them so well, they started to corral them up and gave them the name Texas. Right-hand side, that still has their antlers on. Now this little one on the left-hand side, I shouldn't say little, but you can see he's got two spikes on his head. Now the first time they grow antlers, they just have come up as two spikes like he has here. So after he sheds those off this year and they start to regrow back, when they grow back they're going to look like the one on the right-hand side where they start branching a little bit. Missouri. So welcome back to Missouri, folks. Our welcoming crew. Now for those of you from Missouri, I thought you might have been a little bit more excited. Hey, we can go back to Arkansas, it's fine with me. All these little trees here on the right hand side, right at the base, you can see some damage that the beavers have been doing. That's why they've got those wrapped up in that chicken wire. Now we are open year-round here in the park. The only day we're officially closed is on Christmas Day. Or if there's inclement weather, and we had a few of those days last year where the high temperature was -14, so they figured not too many people are going to come out and enjoy the park. We went ahead and closed those days down, but otherwise every day of the year you can come out and visit. And you all pick the beautiful days. But they're pretty easy to manage once you figure them out. All you need is a really good pair of tweezers. You pretty much take care of the fish. As you can imagine, the falls down here are pretty spectacular with all the color and leaf changes. Now that's really dependent on how much rainfall we get the previous summer. Now last summer we had a pretty dismal start as far as rainfall. It was pretty dry. Actually, didn't have a really good hay crop during the summer down here last year because it was so dry, but the rain really picked up in late August into September, so it still salvaged some of our colors, just not our hay. We did have some beautiful colors down here last year.
Did he show you the buffalo?
Over here on the right hand side. See how it's pointing there? That'd be called a direction or a marker tree, and it just happens to be pointing to our no-name cave on the left hand side.
Really?
Now that particular tree there is a little bit too young for the Osage to have done that to. Just don't fall out is all I ask. And make sure you share it with your neighbors. Now to maintain that water temperature pretty much it'll go up into the mid to upper 60s. But I'll take it pretty easy on you. There's almost summer after all. First question, very simple. Everybody's going to get right. First question. Now folks, how many weddings a year do we have there in the chapel?
75.
Oh, there you go, 50 to 75. How many folks can be seated in our chapel? Now folks, if you look at the bottom of the bridge as you cross over the water here, see how these boards are chipped away at the bottom. Now that's a result from that flood a couple years ago. That flood water was so high that debris hitting the bottom of the bridge caused that damage. So right where we're sitting now, we would have been completely underwater. Now speaking of water, that's another great high level view off the right hand side.